Hi guys, it's Shayla. That's my mum. That's my dad. And we recently took a family vacation to Madeira, which is a tiny island off the coast of Portugal. Well, I mean, it's really Morocco. But I thought I'd bring you guys along to see what we got up to and see how it feels like to travel during a global pandemic. Just got to our room. Very long journey, I must say. We got tested, we got everything up our nose, in our mouths, and we're meant to stay at the hotel for the next 12 hours, which is fine. It's just we're not having plans for today anyway. But guys, this hotel room is fine. So it's just one whole room, but look how spacious. First off, let's go to the bathroom for a little tour. This is our shower room. You can see. And then a TV. Guys, it's view. Oh my goodness, look at the view. Given that we were only staying for 4 nights in Madeira and we wanted to take in as much of the island as possible, we decided to split the trip and spend the first half in São Vicente on the north coast of the island. Hola! So this one is doing to copy me, and this one is leading us. For what reason? Because she doesn't know where we're going. We're lost. The north coast is mostly made up of villages, which means everyone has a car, which means taxis and buses come very scarcely, so it was a little tricky navigating by foot. So after walking for like an hour, more or less, because we've been failing to find Ubers, so we decided to go to Mum's blocking it out there to the waterfall attraction area and find an Uber to pick a reference point to pick us up. Look at that, my feet are tired. So after an hour and a half of walking, in slippers no less, well done genius, we managed to get back to the hotel to get ready for my dad's birthday dinner. And ooh, here's me feeling myself. And happy birthday!
Thank you!
Happy birthday!
I'm going to our dinner.
Ah! So, how are you finding your trip? How did you find yesterday actually?
Great. Lots of new experiences. Unlike birthday.
And how did you find the food yesterday?
The food is great, so
Rich. And so yummy. And so...
So like I said, we split our trip in half. So we said goodbye to São Vicente and then we traveled to the south coast of Madeira to Mexico so we could stay in the Dom Pedro Hotel. After checking in, we went straight to Funchal, which is the capital of Madeira, had some lunch, and then we basically just spent this whole day looking at all the attractions in the main city. And here you can see the prime difference between my mom and my dad, but we knew this already. Anyways, the gardens were actually really, really beautiful. There was lots of murals and lots of architecture that was really nice to look at. There's lots of Japanese influence as well. There's like an oriental garden, and they had koi fish. I don't really know what the relationship is between Japanese and Portuguese history, but it was there. It was nice to see, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of walking. My parents were not happy about that. And much to my parents' dismay, we had to walk a lot again. We ended up in Old Town, where a lot of the restaurants were. I'm assuming because of the pandemic, I thought they were just being nice, but there were lots of waiters like calling out to us because we stuck out like tourists, evidently. Look how my parents are dressed. But it was nice, but yeah, you could see that they're quite desperate for business. And then we got on a bus back to Mexico. Because we were so tired from that journey, we legit just got back to the hotel, ordered room service for dinner, called it a night, and ended up falling asleep to Disney Junior because it was the only channel we could find in English. In the afternoon, we had lunch in a local restaurant near the hotel. This drink, brisa, it's like their local fizzy drink. It's really nice, like passion fruit. And then after this, we went to Cabo João, I don't know if I'm saying that right, which is probably one of the most well-known attractions in Madeira. It's the highest sea cliff in Europe, and I think the highest skywalk in Europe as well. Which basically means it has like this glass floor. Not gonna lie, not a sight for the faint-hearted, but if you're comfortable with this sort of stuff, it's a stunning view, and you can see the shore right underneath your feet. After the skywalk, I tried not to set a rigid plan for that day so that my parents could rest from all the walking in Funchal. So we ended up in Câmara de Lobos, I'm probably butchering that as well, which is a nearby village our Uber driver suggested to us that we visit. Another reason why you should listen to the locals, because they show you all the places which you would not have heard of, which I'm really, really thankful for, because this was a nice break from all that walking actually. I'm not gonna lie, shout out to all the Uber drivers which we had. Legit, I don't know what we would have done if Uber wasn't in Madeira, but the drivers in general, they're super lovely, super helpful, probably for business, but nonetheless, they're just willing to wait around and pick you up whenever you need them. Certainly Hugo waited around this day as well to bring us back to our hotel. Anyways, so this viewpoint, landing, whatever you want to call it, legit, there was no one else there but us. I fully regret lying down here though. I got so many bug bites, but nonetheless, it was really, really beautiful. Just a nice break really, and a good chance for us to explore the village. We got back to our hotel, and it must have been in time because it started to rain. So me and Mum decided to watch Dark Phoenix since we had never seen it before. Dad fell asleep and took a nap. But once it stopped raining, we got ready, went out in the local area so we could find a restaurant to have dinner in. So during our walk, we found this local restaurant, El Pescador, which is a seafood restaurant. Most of the cuisine in Madeira is seafood, to be honest. My dad says this is the best meal he had on the trip. Had some sangria. He had the swordfish with like apricot or like passion fruit sauce. It sounds weird, but trust me, it was actually really nice. Had some hot chocolate and then called it a night. Good morning. We've woken up kind of early to catch the sunrise. Dad seems to be in a good mood, but I'm a bit groggy still. I need to put toothpaste on my bites. Oh. Start to itch a lot. So yeah, we're still decided to go take a little stroll before breakfast. So after our morning at the beach, we called an Uber because, I mean, that's the only way you can ever get about really by car. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, this was probably the best part of our trip and the most memorable between my parents and I. It was Pico de Arriero. I don't know how to really say that. They have like a restaurant there, so we had some lunch before our hike. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, it was the most stunning, most beautiful, most breathtaking, most humbling experience really that I've ever had the privilege or the pleasure of doing. I'm not a hiker, I'll be real with you. My parents definitely aren't. But having done it, it's a literal on top of the world feeling. Constantly terrified that you're gonna drop your phone. But it does give you this adrenaline rush of literally walking above the clouds. It was tiring, true, and the heat was bearing on us, but I don't think there's anything that compares to seeing the world literally below you. I'd suggest everyone and anyone to do this if they go to Madeira, even if you're scared of heights. It's something where you realize how small you are. I don't want to get all philosophical with it, but yeah, it was really breathtaking. We didn't want to stay for too long though because, like I said, the Uber drivers really wait. So we found this like balcony cliff landing, which was like a 40-minute hike really from the main area. And yeah, we can see all the clouds and all the mountains around you. And it was just a stunning experience. Last dinner in Madeira. I'm sad. This was so random. As we were looking for a restaurant to have dinner in, we stumbled upon like a free concert. We saw these lights in the distance and heard this live music. So we literally followed the sound of the music. We had no idea who they were, no idea what they were saying, but it was free and it was a vibe. So we stayed and listened for a bit. Then we legit, the restaurant we picked was purely so that we could keep listening to them during our evening. Seeing as it was our last night in Madeira, I decided to go full out and try a dish I had kept seeing. This is my first time trying octopus. We're gonna have it with some potato. Here we go. More tender than calamari. Okay, so we're gonna try poncha, which is the Madeira favorite. What's it again?
I don't know.
How?
Sour?
Need the chaser.
Go on, Dad.
The vodka.
It's not like strong when you afterwards. It's just very sour.
This more pineapple flavor.
Yeah.
Overall, look at what we do with this.
Another
one?
It's okay.
Because we had eaten good, the moon was bright. We took a little stroll along the promenade and then we got back to a hotel and started to pack.
So it's our last day. We're getting ready to go down to have our last breakfast. Almost packed. Ooh, I'm living for this sunrise. Anyways.
I actually forgot to do a room tour for this second hotel because we were so busy rushing for Funchal that day, but I'm giving it to you now. It wasn't as spacious as the first one and the view wasn't as nice, but it was just as clean. It had room service and it was a far better location than the first one, so there was that. We checked out of the hotel and then ordered an Uber to bring us to the airport. Considering that I did go on holiday during a global pandemic, I want to set a good example. So I made sure to record myself wiping down everything I could be possibly touching alongside wearing my mask and my face shield because, I mean, planes were dirty anyway, but you can never be too safe whenever you go anywhere. And that was it, guys. That was my trip to Madeira. I hope you enjoyed watching my little talk show. Yeah, if you are going to go on holiday during the pandemic, travel safe and responsibly. This is not an ad, by the way. But yeah, Madeira was so much fun. I can't wait to go back again. In the meantime, here's my dad, and he insisted I put this in.